So, good afternoon to everyone. We will start our today's session on current densities. In the last day, I already introduced about the energy band diagram of N-type and P-type material and how does the impurities are doped inside the pure semiconductor to convert a intrinsic to extrinsic one. It is already discussed in the last day. And also we introduce about the current density due to the drift current density or the drift velocity is generated when the electric field is introduced inside the semiconductor material. How does the drift carrier are introduced and drift current densities I already discussed in the last day session. And remaining that we also focus on the diffusion current density, but due to the lack of time I cannot not explain that the diffusion current density. Now today we will introduce about the diffusion current densities. My script is visible? Diffusion current density. When we consider the diffusion current density, in here, this diffusion current density is generated due to the change of the concentration gradient. So in here we will consider the change of the concentration gradient. So the diffusion is occur. So how does the diffusion is occur? The diffusion is occur due to the when the fluid or the element are moved from the higher concentration region to lower concentration region, maintaining a concentration gradient. Okay, so diffusion is occur due to higher concentration region to lower concentration region. Then the diffusion is occur. It is clear to everyone. So if possible to obtain the non-uniform concentration of the electron or hole inside the semiconductor, so it is a concentration, let the concentration of P is directly proportional with the distance of X where diffusion is occur. Concentration P means, so in here concentration of P, that means that is the whole concentration. This is considered the whole concentration. Concentration of P is directly proportional to the distance of, we assume the distance of X where this is this diffusion may be occur. So in that case, if we consider the gradient, the rate of change of the concentration of the whole carrier with respect to the displacement, that is considered the gradient. This is the dp by dx. So minus, why it is a minus? Because the movement of the carrier, actually if we observe the physical movement of the carrier inside the semiconductor, that is the electron. Electron is a particle which is moved across the carrier, that is the consideration over here. But when we consider about the hole, that holes is basically the vacancy of the electron. I already introduced in the last day discussion, the vacancy of the electron is nothing but considered as the hole. So when the carrier is moved to inside the semiconductor material, so opposite direction of the electron, that is considered the whole direction, movement of the whole direction. So minus dp by dx is the gradient. So this is directly proportional to the that is current density where the diffusion is occurred. Jp is directly proportional to the minus dp by dx. So in here, if we consider the this gradient, now if when it is the current density, then it is E into minus dp by dx, the current density, because if the electronic charge is not included, then it is not a carrier inside the semiconductor. So now if we just change this variation, so Jp, that is equal to E into dp minus dp by dx. This dp by dx is the change of the concentration gradient, and where dp is the diffusion coefficient due to hole. This dp is considered as the diffusion coefficient due to the hole. Similarly, if we consider the diffusion current density due to the electron, then Je is directly proportional to dn dx, where n is the concentration of the electron we consider over here, and dn dx is the concentration gradient, and where the diffusion is occurred, that strength is considered from this dn dx portion. And if we consider this current density, then E into dn dx, this one, so Je, that is equal to E into dn dx. So this Je is considered as the diffusion current density due to electron, and dn is the diffusion coefficient due to electron. So total current density, if we consider over here, total current density, that is Jp due to the electron, that is, it is already discussed, it is the drift plus diffusion. So total current density is considered inside the semiconductor material, that is during the drift current density and the diffusion current density. So due to the drift current density, when we consider the drift current density, that is generated due to the electric field, and diffusion current density is generated due to the change of the concentration gradient, and that is that recombination of the carrier due to the change of the concentration level from the higher concentration level to lower concentration level. So if we consider the drift current density due to the hole, in here we consider due to the hole total current density. If you consider JTP, total current density, then what is this portion? E into P, mu P into E. So this is the drift current density expression. It is already discussed in the previous day class, minus E into dp dx, or we can write JTP, that is equal to sigma P E minus E into dp dx. And if we consider the electron current density, total electron current density, total current density, this is due to hole, and this is due to electron, then JTN, that is equal to E into n into mu n into E plus E into dn dx. It is, we can write sigma n into E plus E into dn dx. So this is the total current density due to the electron, and this is for the hole, total current density due to the hole. So on the basis of that, we can introduce one problem. So the problem is number 1, example. So please note it down. Everyone are requested, please note it down. At 300 Kelvin, the intrinsic intrinsic carrier concentration of silicon is 1.5 into 10 to the power 16 m to the power minus 3 if the electron and hole mobilities are 0.13 and 0.05 meter square per volt second respectively. Determine the intrinsic resistivity of silicon at 300 Kelvin. I repeat again the problem. At 300 Kelvin, the intrinsic carrier concentration of silicon is 1.5 into 10 to the power 16 meter to the power minus 3 if the electron and hole mobilities are 0.13 and 0.05 meter square volt second respectively. So determine the intrinsic resistivity of the silicon at 300 K. So how can we find out which formula is suitable to solve the problem? Any choice from any audience? Hello. Which formula is basically suitable for this one? Which formula is suitable? That is the in here you consider the intrinsic carrier concentration. So the formula of the conductivity of the current, that is sigma I, that is equal to E into Ni mu n plus mu p. This formula is very much relevant. This sigma is the conductivity due to the pure semiconductor or intrinsic carrier conductivity of the sigma I consider over here. E is the electronic charge, Ni is the intrinsic carrier concentration. Mu n and mu p are the mobilities due to the electron and holes. So this is the sigma I. Okay. So already and remember, when you solve this type of problem is very much familiar to your examination. So when we solve this type of problem, please mention or please verify all the unit are in same scale or not. If it is not in the same scale, in that case you should change into the same scale. Suppose in that case, in some of the cases, relevant cases, these mobilities are in the CGS in system, but in this is the SI unit. And in here the concentration of the silicon, that intrinsic carrier concentration, is also the SI. So there in this question there is no change of the unit, but in the examination they maybe changes the unit. In that case, if you do not fix in a particular scale or unit, in that case the answer may be wrong. Okay, so when we attempt this type of problem, you should know all the unit are in same scale, either CGS or SI. Okay, so in here we are not do such type of thing, because all the unit are in same scalar. So for that purpose we will introduce this formula sigma I, that is equal to E is the electronic charge, Ni is the intrinsic carrier concentration, and mu n is the mobility due to the electron, and mu p is the mobility of due to the hole. So now you substitute the values, then we get the conductivity of the pure semiconductor of silicon at 300 Kelvin. So if we start with the problem, So what is the value of E? E is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. What is the value of Ni? Ni value is 1.5 into 10 to the power 16. And mu n and mu p, that is 0.13 plus 0.05. So this is the conductivity, intrinsic carrier conductivity. So what is the value? Find out. What is the value of this one? Find out the result. Sigma is the Siemens per meter. What is the value? Anyone? Please do the problem, solve the problem, and tell me the result. Anyone, please solve the problem and give me the result. Mr. Shivam, are you able to hear me? Shivam Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please solve the problem, sir. Immediate. Okay, and give me the result. E is equal to 1.6 into the minus 19, and Ni is the intrinsic carrier concentration, that is 1.5 into 10 to the 16 meter cube to the power m to the power minus 3, and mu n is equal to 0.13 meter square plus volt per volt second, and plus mu p is the 0.05 meter square per volt second. So we already put all the numerical value over here and give me the result of sigma E, that is the conductivity due to the intrinsic carrier.
Sir, 4.32 into 10 to the power minus 4.
4.32
32
into
into 10 to the power minus 4.
unit. Madam, unit. Hello, what is a unit? What is the unit of the conductivity? I already written over here, Siemens per meter, na? What is the unit of the conductivity?
Siemens per meter.
Siemens per meter. So now they are want to know what is the resistivity. So intrinsic resistivity is, what is the relation between the resistivity and conductivity? What is the relation between the resistivity and conductivity? Is a 12th standard physics class we already introduced. So in the chapter of heat. So what is the basic difference between the resistivity and conductivity? It is a reciprocal to with each other. So rho I, if it is the resistivity, intrinsic carrier resistivity is rho I, then it is the sigma I, 1 by sigma I. So 1 by 4.32 into 10 to the power minus 4 Siemens per meter. So what is the value of that one? No, not the Siemens per meter. It is the ohm meter. The is ohm meter. Or we can write down the another unit of sigma I, that is mho per meter. Mho, the reciprocal of the ohm, that is mho. Mho per meter. The conductivity unit is Siemens per meter or mho per meter. But when we consider the intrinsic resistivity, that is 1 by 4.32 into 10 to the minus 34 to the minus 4 ohm per meter. What is the value? Priyanka Kumari, are you able to hear me? Priyanka Kumari.
Yes, sir.
So what is the value, madam? 1 by 4.32 into 10 to the minus 4.
Sir, 2.31 into 10 to the power 3.
2.31
331 into 10 to the power 3.
ohm meter. So this is the rho I. This is a simple problem, only the data putting problem is there. If we know the formula, then you can easily solve, otherwise not. Okay. So next one, another problem we will given over here. Find the concentration of donor atoms to be added to an intrinsic germanium sample to produce N-type material of conductivity 480 Siemens per meter. The electron mobility in N-type germanium is 0.38 meter square per volt second. So how can we find out the result? I repeat again, find the concentration of the donor atom to be added in an intrinsic germanium sample to produce N-type material of conductivity. So that is 480 Siemens per meter or mho per meter. The electron mobility in N-type germanium. N-type germanium means in here we added group 5 some impurity element. Group 5 element as a impurity to the germanium intrinsic semiconductor to make it is the extrinsic one. Okay. So N-type germanium, the mobility of the N-type germanium is 0.38 meter square per volt second. How can you find out? Which type of formula we will add it over here? Which type of formula we will add it over here? Can you tell me? That is sigma n is equal to, tell me. Sigma n equal to
E and mu n.
E into
E and
M
mu n.
mu n. So in here we already added the donor atom to be added into the intrinsic germanium sample. So intrinsic germanium sample when we added, so let we consider the donor atom concentration added in germanium semiconductor as Nd. So this formula changed to sigma n is equal to E into Nd into mu n. E into Nd. So now we want to find out this Nd. So mu n is already given, sigma n is also given. Sigma n is equal to, and at first you just check the unit. Unit are all same. It is a SI unit, na? So in here you just put the value of sigma n. What is the value of sigma n over here? Anyone? What is the value of the sigma n?
480.
480, right? Is equal to, what is the electronic charge?
1.6 into 10 to the power minus 9.
9?
19.
19, right?
Okay.
Into Nd into, what is the mu n? The mobility of the
0.
electron, 0.38. So Nd, that is equal to 480 divided by 1.6 into the minus 19 into 0.38. 0.38. What is the value of Nd now? Find out. Find out the value of Nd. And what is the unit? Unit of ND. What is the unit of ND in the SI? What is the SI unit? Unit of the ND? M to the power minus
3.
So what is the value of ND? Please find out. Everyone are requested, please find out the ND. Next problem is very easy, but please solve the problem. This type of problem may be set in your final semester exam or internal class test also. In the internal class test, if it is organized from your college end, college faculty, the regular faculty member may be set your question paper for this basic electronics. Otherwise, if I will arrange a test for this internal, so in that case I will set one online test, not any offline test. I will arrange an online test through the Google form, or through the Google Classroom. We can arrange, we will set a Google form, and all the question are MCQ type, along with one assignment I will given to all of you. So totally, if we club these two, in that case we will get the total internal assessment. If I will set the question paper, otherwise HOD will just fix the question paper from his department. So in that case, department faculty member may be set your question paper whether it is online or offline. That is a separate issue. But if I will arrange the internal assessment, so in that case I will arrange one online test, online class test in the MCQ format in the Google Classroom, and another one assignment. These two clubbed with each other, it is the total internal assessment for this semester. Okay. So find out the ND value, sir. थोड़ा जल्दी बताइए, टाइम तो शेष खत्म होने के। हाँ बोलिए, बोलिए मैडम।
7.89 into 10 to the power 21.
7.89 10 to the power
21 meter per
cube. Meter per cube, right? So this is the 7.89 10 to the power 21. So next problem. So problem number 3, the band gap. Please note it down. The band gap of a gallium arsenide phosphate, GaAsP. I repeat again the formula. GaAsP is 1.98 electron volt. Determine the wavelength. Determine the wavelength of electromagnetic radiation that is emitted upon direct recombination of electron holes in the sample, and what is the color? Of radiation. I repeat again, the band gap of a gallium arsenide phosphide, GaAsP, is 1.98 electron volt. Determine the wavelength of the electromagnetic radiation that is emitted upon the direct recombination of electron and hole in the sample. What is the color of the radiation? So at first we want to know the lambda. Lambda is the wavelength in radiation. Lambda is the wavelength in radiation. So find out the lambda. What is the value of lambda? How can you find out the lambda, value of lambda? What is the suitable formula? You should know the what is the suitable formula over here, and on the basis of that we will find out the result. Other, if you are not choose the suitable formula, then you cannot find out the appropriate result. And remember always, when you solve any problem, in that case all the unit are in scalar. So please make it in your mind. So find out the value of lambda. Time is very low. So the suitable formula is Eg equal to h nu. So Eg equal to hc by lambda, where h is the Planck constant, c is the velocity of light in free space. So lambda is equal to hc by Eg. So what is the value of lambda? Lambda is equal to 6.6 into 10 to the minus 34 joule second into 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. H is the Planck constant, that is 6.6 approximately to the minus 34 joule second, and c is the light velocity of light into our 8 meter per second, and Eg is already given. Eg is equal to 1.98 electron volt. So it is 1.98. So what is the value of lambda? First, find out the value of lambda. Tell me the value. What is the value of lambda? In here we also write down E volt, that is 1.6 into the minus 19. Sorry, 1.98 into 1.6, it is a joule. So Eg is equal to 1.98 into 1.6 into the minus 19 joule. All are in the same in scale. Okay. So what is the value of lambda over here? Find out the value. 6.6, and in here it is 6.6 into 3 divided by 1.98 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 plus 8 plus 19. So 6.6 into 3. So it is plus 1 over here. So it is 3. 3 and 3 cancelled out. So 1 by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 plus 8 plus 20. So it is 1 by 16 into 10 to the power minus 34 plus 29. That is 1.16 into 10 to the power 5 minus 5. Sorry, lambda. So it is, what is the value? 1 by 16. That is 625 nanometer. Lambda is equal to 625 nanometer, the value. Okay, and this wavelength, it emits the red color. Please remember, it is the red color light of the radiation is emitted due to this recombination, direct recombination of the electron and holes. So these problems are very much familiar and very much important to your examination. Please solve it, this type of problem. And we also introduce in this class the drift and diffusion and total current density of a semiconductor. Okay, so now next one is, time is very low. Next we will introduce in the next class. After that, after this class, please join again. After 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, please join again, because we will continue the class. We will continue in that section, that is the Hall effect. In this section, we will continue the Hall effect. Okay. So due to this Hall effect, we'll introduce this type of solid. So in here, in X direction, if we consider a piece of, these are one type of piece of semiconductor. In here is the piece of that is the current carrying conductor. Current carrying conductor, whether it is a metal or semiconductor. Okay, so on the basis of that, if it is placed in the transverse magnetic mode, TM mode, that is, it is placed in the transverse magnetic mode. In that case, what is the phenomena is occur inside the element, that is the semiconductor material, whether it is a metal or semiconductor. In the semiconductor material, what are the different phenomena is occurred inside that current carrying conductor, and what is the Hall effect is generated due to the flow of the electron, that will be discussed over here in the next class. So Hall effect is very much important, and what are the advantages of the Hall effect, how does the current is amplified, we will also introduce in the next class. Okay, so till then, is there any query or any confusion? Please give your please raise your voice, and please give me any if you want to any explanation of any problem, please discuss over here clearly.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you, have a nice day. Please join the class again. Next class we will discuss about the Hall effect, and on the basis of that we will continue for the properties of semiconductor. And next we will join the new chapter, that is a junction, the PN junction diode. PN junction, how does the PN junction is formed due to the change of the concentration gradient, the application of the diffusion drift current, how does the PN junction is formed, and what are the application of that PN junction, that will be discussed in the next class. The brief discussion, please attend, attend the class seriously and solve all the numerical problems. You will get the very good performance according to your semester exam. Till then, thank you, have a nice day.